All right, so to begin our warm-up, we are going to sit facing forward with our feet in front of us at the edge of the mat, spine nice and long. Okay, so we're gonna breathe in, inhale, and then exhale, just roll back. Lengthening yourself back, all the way back, rolling down the spine, arms float overhead. Inhale the arms up and exhale, roll back up, lengthening and letting the arms help you as you glide up. Breathe in, exhale, rolling down. Good. So just taking this nice and easy. We're using our arms. You could even push your arms onto the mat if that helped you get up. And then you would slowly work the strength on the way down. Okay. We're just doing 2 more here. Breathing in. Exhale, rolling up. Good. And last one. We're going to actually sink back just a little bit. Lengthen back. And then we're going to slowly lower down to a nice little tabletop curled position here. And then we're going to lower our heads down, leaving our legs up. If that feels like too much for your back, you can lower your feet down. Okay, so our legs are up in tabletop. And we're going to exhale, slide one leg out long in the diagonal, and then inhale, float back in. So we're focusing on keeping our pelvis steady. So depending on your spine, you may feel more comfortable with a little flatter back into the mat, or you may prefer to have a neutral position here. Just checking in and making sure that there's no tension or pain in that lower back. And then exhale, really deepening those abdominals across the front of the pelvis, the front of the torso. Good. And you can even place your hands right underneath your tailbone if you're wanting a little bit extra assistance. And if this is starting to feel a little crunchy in the lower back, you can lower the opposite leg and just do 6 on each side without alternating. Okay, so you would keep one foot on the floor and the other leg floating out and in. Okay, and I'm going to show that on the other side. Or you keep alternating with both legs up, deepening those abdominals, breathing here. Just giving ourselves a nice little low ab warm up. Beautiful. And then lower the foot down. Nice. So from there, you're going to take both hands out to a goalpost position. They're going to be resting on the ground, making sure that wherever you place them, you can keep those ribs nice and relaxed on the mat. Legs are going to come together, and we're going to inhale, just float both knees and the hip off to one side as our head rotates to the other side. And then exhale, deepening those abdominals to draw back to center. Inhale, float off to the other side. And then exhale, feel those abdominals coming back towards the midline. So they're pulling towards the center of your spine as you return to center. Breathe in, rotate, keep switching sides as you go. Exhale, return. Inhale, rotate. And exhale, come back to center. Gorgeous. 2 more. Inhale, rotate. Exhale to center. And inhale, rotate. Exhale to center. Fabulous. We're going to take our hands down by our side. Feet are sits bone width apart. You're going to breathe in, exhale, lengthening our pelvis under like we're clocking through the spine to float up to a bridge, checking in that our spine is long and the sits bones are walking down the back of the thighs. And we're just going to lower the hips and exhale, lift. Inhale, exhale, lift. Inhale, exhale, lift. Good. Keep breathing here. Feeling those abdominals lifting up and in. Gorgeous. And then you're going to lift to the top and slowly lower down. Good. Inhale, exhale, rolling up. Good. Now we're going to float our arms overhead, leaving the arms behind as we really reach those arms long to roll down through the spine. So now we're really maximizing the length through the spine that we're creating. Arms float back by your side. And exhale. Pulling the pubic bone towards the belly button and rolling up through the spine just to the bottom of the shoulder blades. Inhale, float the arms over. Leaving the arms behind, pull your hips forward as you lower down. You're gonna feel that in the back of your legs, and you're gonna feel the sides of your torso really lengthening. And the arms float back down. Last time. Exhale, rolling up. Good. Inhale, float the arms over. And exhale, rolling down. This time, just leave your arms behind you. And you're going to bend your elbows and place your head at the back of your skull with your thumbs kind of pointing down the sides of your neck. Your elbows are going to lift slightly so they're in your peripheral vision. And you're going to exhale, deepen those abdominals, keeping the pelvis steady as you take a nice little inhale, exhale, curl up, and then inhale, lower back down. And exhale, deepening those abdominals to curl, trying to keep the pelvis connected, but without excess tension. Good job. And exhale. Good. From here, we're going to lengthen our arms down by our side. Clasp the back of the thighs and actually give yourself a deeper curl up through your spine, and then gently lower like 2 vertebrae. And then exhale. Try to deepen that curve and then lower down. 1 more. Good. And then lower down. Fabulous. Now you're going to keep your head down, keep your shoulders down. Your arms are going to float up towards the ceiling, and then they're going to come and hover just off of the mat by your side. And we're going to start pulsing our arms really held and connected from the top of the shoulders. So you're not thinking about pulsing your hands. You're thinking about really doing this action in the armpit. Good. And you're going to breathe in for 5 counts. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. And inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. So now we're going to add all of that together. If you've done hundreds before, you can bring your legs to tabletop or just leave your feet flat on the mat. Inhale and exhale, curling up, pressing through heavy air. Give yourself a little boost so that we're going to stay in this nice, beautiful curl that has no tension in our neck. Hands float by your side, and here we go. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, deepen, 3, 4, 5, and inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, flatten, 3, 4, 5. Strong arms, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, deepen, 3, 4, 5. Keep the torso nice and steady, good, and exhale, deepen, 3, 4, 5, and float 1 leg to tabletop. If you like, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, strong arms, 4, 5, keep breathing, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, flatten those abdominals down, good, inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, strong arms, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, deepen, 3, 4, 5, and last set, 3, 4, 5, exhale, blow out all the air, and just lower yourself gently down, hug your knees into your chest, and roll gently, side to side. Beautiful. Okay, so from there, we are going to roll over onto our side, and we're going to come up into a side plank, modified side plank here. So in this position, your hips are on the ground, your elbow is under your shoulder. Good. And from here, we're going to breathe in and just let our ribs kind of lengthen towards the mat. And then you're going to lift those ribs up and really feel held underneath here. Good. So my feet are a little bit behind my booty, and you're going to keep them there and just exhale, rotate the top leg out. Good. Deepening those abdominals, keeping the spine steady, keeping the side lifted, and we're just gently rotating through the hip. And it's really helpful to think of this happening very deep in your hip joint. So not just happening in the glute itself. So we're not squeezing our glute to do this, right? We want strong glutes, but we don't really need it for this action. We're trying to work deeper through the deep rotators of the hip. Good. And we're warming them up. Beautiful. Now we're going to go the other way, and you're going to internally rotate and lower down. Check in with your ribs. Make sure that side is still supporting you here. Good. As you're internally rotating and the heel is lifting, okay? Beautiful. Keep breathing here. We're gonna do one more. Nice. Okay, so now you're gonna rotate out and then rotate in. So we're gonna combine those two together. So you're just allowing the hip to kind of roll through the socket. Good. And keeping that side lifted. If you prefer, like if your neck is starting to bother you or you're just not feeling it, you can lay on your side and do the hip action on your side. Beautiful. You'll get a little more range in that way. Fabulous. Okay. And then we're just going to bring ourselves up and take a nice little side bend towards your feet, letting yourself stretch the side that was just supporting you. Beautiful. And now we're going to go into the other side. Okay, so we're on our hip. Our elbow is under the shoulder. We're going to let our ribs kind of relax here. And then exhale, lift the ribs up. Good to keep this nice long side plank. Feet are just behind the booty. And you're going to exhale, rotate out. Good. So deepening those abdominals. Breathing out to rotate through that thigh. Good job. Keep breathing. Good. And then just check in with yourself. Are you starting to kind of collapse underneath? Or are we able to stay nice and held through the side, pulling that elbow towards the hips to help protect the shoulder and the neck? And you can always, if you need to, look towards your hands. Sometimes that can alleviate neck tension. And then we're going to internally rotate now. So keeping our hips stacked, you are lifting your foot by rotating the thigh. So it's not really about what the foot is doing. It's really about what your thigh is doing. Good. Nice. And just breathing here, getting used to this movement. Excellent. Good. And then we're going to externally rotate and then internally rotate. So we're doing both of them kind of in sequence, and you're getting this sensation of the hip joint kind of flowing along in the socket. Good. Well done. Keep breathing. You're doing well. We're almost there. Good. And rest. Lengthen down. Beautiful. So from there, we're going to take a little stretch. We're going to lie on our backs, and you're going to start with the first side, so the leg that was just resting, and you're going to just cross the foot over the thigh. Good. And you might feel that this is an appropriate stretch. You may not need to go deeper. If you want to go deeper, you could prop the bottom leg up on a wall or even reach forward and hold on behind the thigh. And we're flexing the top foot here, pulling the toes back towards the knee to make sure that we give our knee a little support. And then you can just roll gently side to side. And you're trying to keep a more kind of neutral pelvis here instead of a flat back. If we keep our pelvis neutral, then we'll really get a better stretch through the back of the hip. Okay. And just breathe. Nice. Fabulous. And then lower down and we'll go to the other side. Just shake out the legs for a second. Cross the other foot over, lengthening under, holding on, and flexing the foot, just giving yourself a nice gentle stretch. The sides may not match, so you might find that one leg can go deeper in the stretch, and just noticing that without judgment, seeing if we can really practice non-judgment and allowing ourselves to just notice. Okay, beautiful. Well done. Okay, so lower those legs down. We're going to stretch the legs out long and just give yourself a nice lengthen here. So feel those arms floating overhead. Feel the feet lengthening long. Good job. Okay, so from there, you're just going to roll over onto your stomach. I'm going to place our hands by our side first. And you're going to breathe in here, deepening those abdominals. Exhale, feel the pubic bone connect into the mat. And on the next inhale, just gently lift the chest up and letting your gaze kind of float to the top of your mat, checking in, beautiful, and then lowering down. So we're just doing a few upper back extensions first here. And then inhaling Pubic bone is connected. Beautiful. We're floating up. And then we're just going to test and lift our hands up off of the mat. And then lower down. Good. Inhale, lengthening up. Exhale, deepen, float the hands up. And then we're going to rotate here. Okay, so you're just going to turn like you were looking at something to the side. And then you're going to float back to center. And rotate in the other direction. And back to center. Good job. And we're just gently rotating here. Fabulous. Good. And then lowering down. Nice. So now we're going to add in a leg lift. So you're going to inhale, float up into your back bend, your upper back bend, hover the hands up. And as you rotate to the right, so you're going towards your right side, you're going to lift your left leg, keeping your lower back nice and steady and long. Come back to center. Good. Exhale, rotate the other way, lift the right leg. So we rotate left, lift the right leg. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, rotate. Good. Really imagining that line from your shoulder back to your opposite bum. Good. Coming center and rotate. Beautiful. And just lower down. Shake it out for a second. Shift your hips side to side. And we're going to take just a nice little lengthen up here. We're going to come into a little knee plank position. Good. So our spine is long, knees are on the ground, but we're not letting our booty stick up, but we're also not letting it drop too low, okay? And so we're going to feel that connection from the pubic bone to the belly button, and we're going to push the ground away. So really feel those shoulder blades widening across the back, then let the shoulders slide together. Exhale, push them apart. Good. And then let the shoulder blades slide together, and then exhale, push them apart. And we're going to keep them apart for 3 mini push-ups. So you're going to bend, and then exhale, stretch it up long. And bend. Exhale, stretch it up long. One more bend. Exhale up. Beautiful. Now tuck the toes, lift the knees, come into a full plank for just a moment here. Zipping up those inner thighs. Inhale, rock towards your toes. Exhale, push the heels back. Inhale, rock towards your toes. Exhale, push the heels back. Once more. And lower those knees down and come to a nice child's pose here. So you're going to round your back over, letting your head rest down, breathing into the back of the body. And exhale. Good. And breathe in. And exhale. Beautiful. Okay, so then we're going to roll ourselves up. Fabulous. Good job. Okay, so hopefully this will help you feel more connected and just aware of your day. And I hope that it is a fabulous one. Much love, friends. Take care.